Next part is economic growth and development. Students, if democracies are expected to produce good governments, then is it not fair to expect that they would also produce development? But from the evidence, we see that democracy fails in this aspect from the record of past 50 years. Dictatorship have higher rate of growth than democracy. But this alone cannot be the reason to reject democracy, as we know economic growth and development depends on the factors like country's population size, global situation, and cooperation from other countries, economic priorities adopted by other countries, and the difference in the rate of economic development between less developed countries with dictatorships and democracies is negligible. Overall, we cannot say that democracy is guarantee of economic development, but we can expect democracy not to lag behind dictatorships in this respect, and we can prefer democracy as it has several other positive outcomes. Let's start the next outcome, that is reduction of inequality and poverty. Except development, we are having one more expectations from democracy, that is reduction of economic disparities. Even when a country achieves economic growth, will wealth be distributed in such a way that all citizens of country will have a share and lead a better life? Or do democracies lead to equal distribution of goods and services? Democracies are based on political equality. All individuals have equal importance in electing representatives. On one side, individuals got equal right in political arena, but on the other side, economic inequalities are increasing. In most democracies, a small number of ultra rich enjoy a highly disproportionate share of wealth and income. Even the share of rich in total income of country is increasing. Persons at the bottom of society do not get proper basic necessities such as food, clothing, house, education, health, etc. In actual life, democracies do not appear to be very successful in reducing economic inequalities. Even in India, poor constitute a large proportion of our voters, and no party will like to lose their votes, and democratically elected governments do not appear to be as interested to address the question of poverty as you would expect them to. The situation is much worse in some other countries. In Bangladesh, more than half of its population lives in poverty. People in several poor countries are now dependent on rich countries even for food supplies. Next outcome is accommodation of social diversity. Next expectation from democracy is that it should produce a harmonious social life. We have already discussed how Belgium has successfully negotiated differences among ethnic populations. Democracy is usually developed a procedure to conduct their competition. This reduces the possibility of tension becoming explosive. No society can fully and permanently resolve conflict among different groups, but democracy is the best suited to produce this outcome. Non democratic regimes often suppress internal social differences, but democracies are in a better position to accommodate social differences and conflict. But a democracy must fulfill the following conditions to achieve this. Number one, it is necessary to understand that democracy is not simply ruled by majority opinion. Majority and minority should always work together, and majority should not try to run their authority over the minority. Next one, it is also necessary that rule by majority doesn't become rule by majority community in terms of religion or race or linguistic group, as no group should feel assured of being in majority all the time. Even those in minority should have a chance of getting into majority. Democracy remain democracy only as long as every citizen has a chance of being in majority at some point of view. Next one is dignity and freedom of citizens. Democracy stands much superior to any other form of government in promoting dignity and freedom of individual, as every individual wants to receive respect from fellow beings. Even conflict arises among the individual because some feel that they are not treated with due respect. The passion for respect and freedom are the basis of democracy. For the societies which have been built for long on the basis of subordination and domination, it is not a simple matter to recognize that all individuals are equal. Most societies across the world were historically male dominated societies. Because of long struggle of women, equal respect and treatments have become necessary ingredients of democratic society. But it doesn't mean that women are actually always treated with respect. But once the principle is recognized, it becomes easier for women to make a struggle for getting respect for them. But in non-democratic setup, this unacceptability would not have legal basis because principle of individual freedom and dignity would not have legal and moral force there. The same is true in case of caste inequalities. Democracy in India has strengthened the claims of disadvantaged and discriminated castes for equal status and equal opportunity. These are evidences still of caste based inequalities, but these somehow lack of legal foundations. Perhaps It is a recognition that makes ordinary citizens value their democratic rights. Expectations from democracy acts as a criteria that helps in judging a democracy. As democracy passes one test, it produces another test. As people get some benefits of democracy, they ask for more and want to make democracy even better. That's why when we ask people about the way democracy functions, they will always come up with more expectations and many complaints. But the fact that people are complaining is a proof of success of democracy. It shows that people have developed awareness and ability to expect and inspect power holders. It also shows the people's responsibility towards being a good citizen. Thank you. Have a nice day.